injury. Previously, the most games he'd missed in succession were 8, and that was when he went down to D-Wade, and they worked out in Miami after he left and went to Cleveland, and it was almost precautionary. It wasn't a real injury. We're at 11 games. It's probably going to get to 15. And, oh, by the way, every other star in this league has been hurt. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Westbrook, Paul George, Joel Embiid. Everybody in this league gets hurt except LeBron. And now LeBron's hurt. They're saying it's a 3 to 6 week injury. Folks, he didn't get touched by anybody. He slipped on the floor, hurt a pop. And here's the thing with LeBron. LeBron's great. Argue he's the GOAT. But he's no longer the best two-way player in the league. Kawhi Leonard is. He's no longer the best closer at the rim. Giannis is. He's no longer the best scorer. James Harden is. Durant, Steph Curry are. He was number one in all of those 5-6 years ago. Let me just throw this out there. LeBron comes back in a week. Plays for a month and a half. It's late March. And he hears another pop. Does Anthony Davis want to join him? There's a new trend with LeBron. Oh, he's human too. And I think what this shows is that the LeBron-Lakers situation, there is not perfect harmony. Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson were emotionally and physically all in on the Lakers. Let's just say LeBron's at the bar having a cocktail, hasn't gone into the restaurant yet. I was told when he first arrived, he was reluctant to sign basketballs with the rest of the players. He uses his own training staff. He still doesn't quite know if he's got a number 2 on this roster, nor does he know if he'll land Anthony Davis. When LeBron joins your team, and I understand this, he's always felt he and his camp, hey, we're doing you a favor. Deliver for us. That's why Dan Gilbert said at the end, I want my team back. It's why Pat Riley at the end said, it's LeBron and everybody else. This thing is not in full harmony. And here's the problem. There's real tension with LeBron and the Lakers. Is Luke the guy? Do we have another guy? Do you keep Lonzo and Brandon Ingram? When Boogie Cousins comes back, if he stays in Golden State, what's the point? But the scariest part in all of this, the scariest part is this entire empire of LeBron is built on his body. He's never been the most fluid scorer. He's not the best ball handler in the league. He's not the best shooter in the league. He's not the best rebounder in the league. He's the best body of all time. It is the temple to the empire. And it's now hurt, untouched, slipping. Here a pop, 6-week injury. Rich Paul's reaction speaks volumes. Little fear. Little fear. The temple, the body, is like everybody else's. That was a massive overreaction, a middle double finger to a simple, common, pedestrian press release. There's real tension. This proves it. Let me shift to this. Couple of big football games. Not sure if you've heard about them. Rams are at the Saints. Patriots at Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes, a very good player. I don't know. I mean, MVP, I guess. A terrific player. He said yesterday, and this is not surprising because this happens all the time, that the first time he faced New England, they kind of confused him.
I mean, they do what they always do, and that's they come out with unscouted looks, stuff that they haven't shown in weeks, maybe in years, and they try to throw it on you and surprise you. And when you play teams of this caliber, you play teams with this much history of knowing how to win and capitalizing on people's mistakes. I mean, you can't come back and win games like that. And it was shown that game. And so for us, we have to learn from that, know that we can't make those mistakes. We have to come out with our best effort from the beginning of the game all the way through the end. And it's going to be a dogfight for the entire game if you want to try to come out with a win.
I will pick this game tomorrow on the show. We are 8-0 straight up in our 8 playoff games. I just want to remind everybody, and Joy, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remind people of something that has happened this year.
Okay.
This is not an opinion. I'm just going to remind you of what's happened. Patrick Mahomes' biggest games this year. Against the Patriots, lost 2 turnovers. Against the Rams, lost 5 turnovers. At Chargers, at Seahawks, loss. And they did beat the Colts at home. By the way, a rebuilding team. And he didn't play brilliantly. I want to remind people in Tom Brady's 5 biggest games this year. I'm not going to count the Bears win. Chiefs, Packers Sunday Night Football, Vikings Sunday Night Football, Steelers, Chargers, they're 4-1. Tom Brady had fewer turnovers in all 5 games than Patrick Mahomes had in one against the Rams. I'm just reminding you of facts. I am sorry if they collide with your feelings, but Kansas City is 2-4 this year against playoff teams. And New England is 4-0 against playoff teams. I think it's an incredibly fair narrative. Sorry if it gets you all derailed in Kansas City. It's a very fair narrative to say Kansas City has mostly played well in big games, but really hasn't learned how to close. It's also a very fair narrative to say New England against playoff teams, still the best closers in the league. New England has not lost against a playoff team this year. New England stubbed their toe against bad teams who consider the Patriots a Super Bowl. The Jags, Tennessee, Detroit, Miami Dolphins. But when they play the good teams, they went 4-0. And Brady was overwhelmingly brilliant. The one exception all year, and I didn't count the Bears win in Chicago, was the Pittsburgh game. And that was a game in which Josh Gordon, we later found out 48 hours later, had derailed, gone off course, and they cut him. And so they didn't really have anybody to throw to down the field late. You remember that. It was odd. We talked about it the next day. Why didn't they look or throw to Josh Gordon? 36 hours later, he's off the team. These are just facts. Biggest games this weekend. Kansas City's played generally well, hasn't learned to close. New England still best closers in the league. Was that fair? Was that incendiary? Was that controversial? Was that a hot take or anything?
I mean, you're pointing to numbers.
Yeah, data. I'm not trying to. Tomorrow's the big picks.
So are you going to surprise everyone with your pick?
Well, America's media icon delivers only data and facts, and so I will deliver what I have been working on these all week, Joy. And I feel so strongly about one, I can't contain myself. That's how I feel. Oh, by the way, 2 things coming up. Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Major news coming up, and Kyrie Irving says, I called LeBron. I wanted to learn how to be a leader. It's a problem throughout the NBA, and there's a simple explanation for Kyrie and others. That's coming up. When it comes to costly car repairs, you need options. Instead, you're often stuck bargain hunting for the best deal because you can't afford a $1,300 bill. When your car runs out of warranty, you got to get an extended vehicle protection, and you can get it from carshield.com. You got to fix your car. They make the process. It's always a headache, right? I got in a wreck a couple years ago, a little fender bender. It's just a headache. They make it easy. First of all you have to do is pick your favorite mechanic. It could be the dealership you bought the car at. It's your choice. And then you get a rental car for free, 24/7 roadside assistance for free. It's easy. You just don't want to get stuck after maybe a minor fender bender, not on warranty, with an $1,100 bill. So go to carshield.com and put in the code HERD, or you can call 800-CAR-6100 and mention the code HERD.